there's a reason why Assassin's Creed just stopped because it was really harming their product. I know this sounds crazy. Even if they said every other year a new 2K will come out. So 2K 2027 will be when the next year comes out. You really get a chance to make that game really great. And like I said, that's why I call most sports gamers are short bus riders because y'all just accept this. Y'all just accept this treatment.
There's no alternatives, though, Random. I don't want to get back into the argument with you.
No competition.
Look. Yeah, I'm not saying, but
I was gonna do a let's get negative, but I changed my mind because my opinion has somewhat changed. I'm gonna speak briefly on the amazing game that dropped last Tuesday or last Wednesday.
Oh,
We're talking about the legendary, the illustrious, the magnificent 2K25.
I actually heard good things this year.
Ask them if they play point guard.
I'll build the center right now first.
So here's the thing. It is not even going to be about 2K in general, but more so game studios. When you guys look on a year-to-year basis, and you're a game that you're slated to release something every single year, it boggles my mind how you can 1 year, the previous year, have a good product, and you can walk into the next year at the very minimum saying, hey, I've got this gold here, let me turn it into some platinum. I don't understand how you can turn gold into silver. Well, all you have to do is perfect what you already have. I think from a core gameplay perspective, for every position that's not the point guard, I think the game is fine. I think to kind of create realism in the game, they just slowed the game speed. I don't feel like these 9,000 animations, I feel like that's cap. I feel like the game was just slowed down to give this fake inorganic feel. And then I also think in between slowing all the animations down, they didn't make sure everything was even. So, like, for example, I'm doing a dribble move. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not creating no space anyway. But when you shoot the jump shot speed isn't aligned with the character model speed from the dribbling animations, the movement, all of that stuff. Maybe I don't understand something about game development. Maybe it's just me being ignorant, and I'm open to that. But we need to do better in the games industry, man. Especially these yearly releases. If you're making a game year to year and you see something's right, what's the old school saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, as far as they streamlined the neighborhood small, W. There's not a lot of loading screens, W. Even though it's predatory, they made it feel good to make new builds. Now I only have to grind one build. My next build can automatically be at the same position that my old build was. So in some capacity, they're trying to listen to us and they're trying to make the experience better. But I think for the first time in 2K history, literally the first time ever, because even the servers aren't that bad. For the first time ever in 2K history, the gameplay is the worst part. And I can't believe it. And it's sad because it's only for one position. I think centers are fine. Power forwards are fine. Small forwards are fine. Those point guards and shooting guards, man, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough year. But I just wanted to show that my mentality changed. Everyone's looking forward to me going really, really hard on the game. Because of the Discord. But I played it. I'm good now. I've been playing Proving Ground. I can create space. I can shoot. I can make my point guard work. So I'm not as mad. The game's still dog shit. Still a 4 out of 10, but not enough for me to go hard on it.
Tough 2K.
I might
10.
Well, I've always felt like
it's a 4, Santo. It's bad.
Yeah, well, I've always felt like this, especially with yearly. You saw me go off on Madden last week to this. Sports gamer or sports gamers in particular, but let alone sports games, it's just not realistic. If you can't give me if you can't give me what the same thing that you gave me last year, Miles, and I remember all of you guys were talking 2K24 was good. They did a lot of things that we really liked. If you can't even give me that, then what's the point? It's not realistic anymore. If you're not willing to put in the effort with these yearly releases, I know there's a reason why Assassin's Creed just stopped. Because it was really harming their product. I know this sounds crazy. Even if they said every other year a new 2K will come out. So 2K 2027 will be when the next year comes out. You really get a chance to make that game really great. And like I said, that's why I call most sports gamers are short bus riders because y'all just accept this. Y'all just
We don't have-
accept this treatment.
There's no alternatives, though, Random. I don't want to get back into the argument with you.
No,
there's no
okay,
competition.
look. Yeah, I'm not saying, but then obviously maybe somebody like me who just like I'm done. I'm done. I waited through 2K. Oh, I waited through Madden 18, and the only reason I got 18 was because Tom Brady was on it, and I realized this has been the same. This has been a terrible product since 13, since Calvin Johnson was on it. But I understand there's no comp, but legitimately, short of maybe I understand maybe I'm being unrealistic, but just drop the game or go play an earlier one that's better. They mod them. They add all the freaking what do you call them? They add updated rosters. They do this, they do that. Play an early, go back 2K24 and just play with updated rosters. Don't do this to yourself playing an inferior product.
The core gamers, what they do is they play Park and Rec. So you need other people to play that. So you have to play the new game.
You have to
at least make that good enough. Obviously, with Madden, they don't have a Park, they don't have a Rec, right? They don't have that. But that's why I said if you ever want, instead of complaining, making these yearly videos where Angry Joe makes an hour-long video telling you exactly why Madden is bad, right? Exactly why it is, and I posted it in the Discord so people could see it too. Short of quitting the game or doing something, because I don't know what else. I don't want this to be 2K35 and Miles is coming up here and still saying it's a 4 out of 10.
But you know what, Random? The reality is I am. And I want to use the shooter genre as an example. People have been trying to dethrone Call of Duty forever. They come up with these new alternatives, whether it's X Defiant, whether it's the finals, all of those things. And I'm going to be honest with you, the alternatives just aren't good. But this is going to be a kind of crazy joke. You can't tell a crack addict to quit crack without giving them a new alternative, right? And it may not have to be crack, but it can be another addiction to kind of help them get rid of their main addiction. So when it comes to sports, especially sports, it's not like a shooter or a fantasy game or anything like that where it's very easy to walk away. Some people play these sports games just for the sim aspect. Some people like to be a GM and build these dynasties. The people who genuinely love basketball, they need something to do that's of a high enough quality, right? And as bad as 2K may be, it's still a AAA title, and you can tell AAA work is put into it. So while I do agree with you, the game quality needs to be improved. They need to make something better. Until we get that alternative that actually sticks the landing, there's nothing for these aficionados to stick to. So they have to buy the bullshit. They just have to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, like as a very casual 2K fan nowadays, because I don't really have time to play games as much. So I don't have a strong opinion like Miles does. So as long as it's like fun for me to play, that's all I really care about at this point. Personally, I kind of like some of the stuff that they've been doing, they did, especially when it comes to the finishing and the fact that personally you don't need a green window to make every shot. I don't mind that as well. The only thing that I really dislike, and I've disliked since like 2K like 16, 15, 14, is when you play rec and someone is actively sabotaging you, you should be able to vote to kick them. I am so tired of playing with people who just act like an asshole just to be an
They
asshole.
just take every shot.
Kick him. No. Where he doesn't play defense after just because he didn't get the ball, he just stays on the other side of the court and it's 4-on-5. And then when it's his turn, when he passes him the ball, he just shoots it. It's like, bro.
No, so here's what I learned about. Here's what I learned about, because there are these like, because then the crazy thing is that they're not all kids, but there's like definitely like a core group in 2K, and it's probably in Madden 2, where it's like when they play like the regular season stuff like that, they're the main character, so it's like, yeah, they can ask for the ball whenever they want. So when they're playing with people, they automatically assume in some way they forget that they're playing with other people. They just assume I'm the main character. If I'm not getting the ball, I'm not playing. And so like they will do whatever. They'll either shoot every shot because it's all about them. And there's just like a core group. It's been one of the worst things about 2K and playing Park and stuff like that, because there's just like a very big core group that just all assume that they're the main character. and yeah, they just do whatever.
It's easier said than done, Gabe. It's not like, I mean, yeah, I know people, y'all in the Discord, but I'm not gonna reach out to y'all anytime I want to play. Sometimes I'm just playing, just randomly.
Why not?
Because maybe I'm just like, you know, I don't play on like 6 o'clock for like, but I don't play as long as y'all. I only play for like, I'm just doing one game. So what's the point of me asking y'all to play one game?
Come on, play one game, then get your ass on. We'll replace you.
All right, fair enough. That's valid.
So I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Santo.
In terms of because we're asking for an alternative. I mean, we all know how licensing works and everything. If a football game came out where it didn't have NFL teams, but it's still a football game, or NCAA college, whatever, if it's like an off-brand football game and it played well, would you guys play it? Let's like be honest. I don't think in my thoughts, I don't think a sports game, it's hard for alternatives. You have one-offs like NBA Street and NFL Street, stuff like that. But I don't see the sport like the sports genre. It's hard to have an alternative.
Because I'm sorry, because the big thing about with me in terms of sports games and stuff like that, I want to play as the rookies. I want to play as the new people. Like, oh, this person got better. So it's like, yo, when Wemby showed up, I want to play as Wemby. I don't want to play no off-brand Slovakian person that just happens to be 7'7". Like, no, I want to play as Wemby. Like, I want to. Yeah, I want to go. I want to play I want to play the season role. So it's like, yo, I'm gonna make Wemby like average 80 a game with like 20 rebounds and stuff like that. Like that's stuff I do in 2K that I think is fun. So
which is what I respect. I do respect NCAA because that's the only sports game that I'm like, I don't need to know any of these guys to play this game. So I think that's what good about that game in particular. But I'm with you, man. Also, when Wemby hits his peak, he's going to be the most broken character in 2K history. Like, it's not even going to be funny, bro.
So to answer Santo's question, if let's just say if 2K gets a chance and they make their own sports game, their own football game, I will play it. I can't remember, but EA has a chance to lose their license again, which to me is so weird that the NFL keeps having this exclusive license with them because they're all about money. So why wouldn't they have
probably making
no hold on why wouldn't they have more competition? Because that only brings in more money for the NFL. So
they probably EA bought the license, so they probably gave him a bag. Like, I want this exclusive license.
Okay, so unless you're telling me the bag that EA's giving them is enough that if Ubisoft and 2K walked up to him and said, "Here's the bag, we'll give you just to have a piece of license, let alone buy the whole thing out from them." So I only said that I will try it out because God, I want to play Madden again. I want to play Madden again every single year, but I can't because the product is trash. It's garbage. It's one of the worst things that comes out every single year. So I will try it, and if it's just as good, if it's good, even better, I'll be like, y'all motherfuckers better switch over to 2K. This game's great. And if there was an alternative to NBA 2K that was good, I will play that because it's great. Because it's a good game. Like that's why I sit there and I tell people the show is the best sports game out. It just is. They don't add any frills on that. It's just the way it plays. They don't lie to you. They don't do anything. They don't add any of those frills. You just pick a character, you start growing them up, and then they do it perfectly, Miles, where every action you take has an effect on your character. So the one game where you went 4 or 5, your character got a boost. The one game you went 1 or 4, your character's rating went down. And you can also adjust it. You can also adjust the difficulty to match how good you are at the game, which I think more games should adjust to that. But my only thing is, I understand that there's no alternative, but just because there's no alternative, that doesn't mean you just accept a bad product. Like, I just won't do it.
People still complain about the game all the time. So.
But you can. My only thing, like, look, if I was just getting a bad product, I don't see why I'm just gonna keep buying it just because there's no alternative.
I'm a purist, man.
Especially with video games where there's other things you can do.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna do
basketball and I like football. I want to play the game.
And that's all it comes down to, Riddell. That's all it comes down to.
That's all it.